One in every 3 Catholic priests ordained in England and Wales since 1992 was an Anglican just yesterday. This is the hidden harvest of the English Church. Professor Stephen Bullivant's 2025 report found that approximately 700 Anglican clergy and religious have crossed the Tiber since 1992, including 16 former bishops. These men now supply up to 35% of all priestly ordinations when the personal ordinariate of Our Lady of Walsingham is included. The Church of England's 1992 vote to ordain women, followed by the 2010 visit of Pope Benedict XVI, triggered waves of conversions. Over 150 clergy in 1994 alone, and more than 80 in 2011. Yet the Bullivant data also moves in the opposite direction. Since 2015, former Anglican clergy have accounted for just 9% of Catholic ordinations, climbing only to 19% when ordinariate figures are included. In other words, the Great Wave is receding at the exact moment we need it most. Robin Ward, the 60-year-old former director of Oxford's Anglican seminary St. Stephen's House, was received into the Catholic Church on February 14, 2026, after a spiritual journey lasting 40 years. He was confirmed at Farnborough Abbey and chose John Henry as his confirmation name, after Newman himself. His seminary teaching distilled to 3 questions. Who is Christ? What is a priest? What is the Church? His own Anglican communion could no longer answer them with authority. Ward is a living symbol of what the Church stands to gain and lose if we hesitate. But the obstacles are deeply human. The clergy who reach out to the Catholic herald name their fears bluntly. Financial ruin, loss of housing, the gut-wrenching abandonment of congregations they have served for decades. The St. Barnabas Society, a Catholic charity, once allocated $160,000 to smooth this transition. The Friends of the Ordinariate raises funds to support clergy families and acquire church buildings. Yet, Bullivant himself stated bluntly, if it hadn't been for the St. Barnabas Society, the conversions couldn't have happened. The pipeline is operating on a shoestring, and the supply is already slowing. The deeper crisis is strategic. The Church has no coherent plan for deploying men like Robin Ward. A man with a doctorate from King's College London and 19 years forming seminarians at Oxford does not need a standard 3-year seminary course reset. The Vatican official who said each case must be assessed on its merits understood the principle. But where is the mechanism? Dr. Ward can bring to the Catholic Church a theology that is biblical, historical, and inductive, a necessary complement to the philosophical and deductive approaches currently dominant in many seminaries. And his integration into full communion is not yet complete, as Pope Leo XIV's dicastery for the doctrine of the faith will need to weigh his readiness for the priesthood, a process still unfolding. Will the English bishops recognize that these men are not just former Anglicans, but a providential supply to vocations in a country where mass attendance has collapsed to 24% before COVID and 17% by 2022? Will Rome press for a streamlined formation pathway that respects the theological and pastoral maturity of these converts while ensuring their full integration into the Latin Church? Or will the bureaucracy of 3 years and one-size-fits-all formation strangle the very revival God is sending? The men waiting to cross the Tiber are not petitioners seeking charity. They are gifts to a starving church. The question is whether our shepherds have the eyes to see them and the courage to receive them quickly and well.